Hi, this is Modulated Music. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do an overview video on my backpack system. This is a system that I put together mostly because I wanted a easy to transport live oriented system that I could take to the park, or I could take to a live show and have an easy setup and teardown, or even take traveling with me if that's what I wanted to do. I wanted something I could throw in a backpack essentially, and everything was all included. It was all hooked up. I didn't have any fussing around with it. And I also had a couple of things I wanted it to do. I wanted it to be able to record audio, which I can with the Bluebox. I wanted it to run off of a single power cable. I've got one power cable here. It's a IKEA power strip, little 4-plug power strip. It's got about a 15-foot cable, 10-15-foot cable. It's a pretty good length cable. I also wanted a simple audio setup, so I've actually got 1/8" audio jack coming out, stereo, to a stereo pair of 1/4" jacks, which is what's going into the recorder right now. And I don't know if you noticed here, but I've got this little ground noise remover, reducer. There is issues with USB power, which is kind of well known, but I'm running USB power here for my Bluebox, my Blackbox, and for my J-6. Also, if I want to charge the OXI, it needs power as well. I did have one issue with the OXI when you're running USB to it. There is a subtle humming click coming from the clock in it when it's in play mode, and it was kind of annoying on some of my recordings. My last recording actually had it. I tried to edit it out as best I can. So now that we got the general overview done, I'll go ahead and talk about what I've got included in here. So my OXI One, which is something I kind of lucked into. A friend of mine actually had gotten in on an early bird offer, and he didn't really gel with it super. I guess he had found an alternative while he was waiting. I'm not sure the reason, but he decided to sell it. I went ahead and bought it from him, and it's been a great sequencer for me. It does quite a lot. It's a great brain for this system. It does a lot of CV and gate here. It also does Midi, and I have this little 1/8 stereo cable here on the back, and that's just like a 90-degree cable, and that goes to my J6. From my J6, the Midi goes to the Microcosm for clock sync. Then it goes from the Microcosm, I believe, to the Blackbox, and then from the Blackbox to the Bluebox, so that when I hit play, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but the play lights on each of my devices here have all turned on. So everything is synced. And then I've got plenty of CV and gate that goes out to my modular system here. For my audio, I'm using the Bluebox for my main mixer, and I can easily and quickly go through my 6 channels I have set up here and do effect sends and such. So what I have going to channel 1 is my Squid Salmple, which is this module here, and it's a modular sampler, and I just have some drum samples loaded in it, and it's from Sequencer 3 on the OXI One, which is a multi-sequencer. Now, multi-sequencer allows me to have 8 different voices sequenced from a single sequencer. So, for example, on each line on here, I can put a different voice. So that's how that is sequenced. So TR8 style or TR style. My other 2 voices coming off of the modular is the Fusion VCO2, which is kind of like a bass voice, and I'll quickly explain what's going on with this voice. I've got a Fusion VCO2 going through streams for VCA, and this is in VCA mode for this voice. And it controls the envelope and the VCA. And then it goes through the Dope for Wasp, and the Wasp is controlled from the peak. It's envelope, actually. And that's a 1U Peaks clone that's in my modular. And I also have volume control from this little 2-channel attenuator. So I have like quick volume control, and I have slew as well. The other voice I have in here is my knit. And knit is a Peaks clone, and it's in 6 HP, and it's on channel or sequencer 2 on my OXI One. And I have it going through the streams as well, and this is in LPG mode, so I can use it as kind of like a filter. It has no resonance, but it doesn't really need it. I just needed to tame the knit in some way. And then from here, it actually goes to the attenuator as well. So I have physical control for the volume on the knit. And that's basically what I've got going on in the modular here. The J6 is controlled from sequencer 4 off of the OXI One. And it's got a couple of cool things you can do with it. So I've got OXI One set to chord mode. I can also do arpeggios from here. So you get the idea. I'll turn the arpeggio off. And if I put on variation mode on the J6, I can kind of use its arpeggiator, if you want to call it that, that's built into the J6. And I can just play chords into it, which is really nice. So I don't really actually control off of the Roland that much. I mainly do everything from here. I can control the filter and stuff. That's how I've got that set up. And then on my effects end, which is actually out 2 off of the Bluebox, I'm going to the hologram. So I'll go ahead. This is on channel 4. I'll send some out 2. So I can send any of these out to out 2, and it's a stereo return. And then on channel 5 on the Bluebox, I actually have the Blackbox here. And it's also, I can send it to out. I can also send it to reverb on the Bluebox, or delay. I've also got it set up where I could sample actually into the Blackbox from the Bluebox out of actually the phone's output. So it's a cue. I can send the cue out into the Blackbox and then record a time sample if I want to. I don't use it that much, but I have the ability to do that here. All right, so now that I've gotten a quick overview on what's going on here, I want to go ahead and do like a quick little jam, so you can kind of see the workflow. And it won't be super long or super complicated. I just kind of want to show how everything works together on here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with my bass voice. And I have this in stochastic mode, I think is how you pronounce it. And it will generate a pattern for me. So basically the way this works is you have a higher probability of the specific note playing, and they're labeled here along the bottom with the notes. And the red notes are actually the ones that are not in key. So I have it set to Dorian, C Dorian right now. And the way that the bars here on this side work is you have a higher probability of a new note or a new pattern being generated if these are higher. So when they're all the way down, it doesn't generate a note. It just repeats the same sequence. So I can add in, like if I want to add in an F. I'll add in a D there. get like odd patterns if you change these blue bars here too. And I can kind of have it generate new patterns constantly if I wanted it to. And then I'll add in a couple of drums here. Let's change the kit. Let's go to a 606. See if I can get this to... Now it's starting to groove a little bit. The groove is locked in, I guess. And what's cool about the multi-mode is I can actually mute drums if I want to. I'll make it my up hat. Let me change the start point. It's kind of weird sounding, but it works, I think. Alright, let's add in some of the knit here. I think I have this on like an odd sequence. It's not like a full sequence. Yeah, it's not a full sequence. Let's add some delay to that. Turn down the drums just a little bit. Alright, let's program in a pattern for this. So we'll go to step 64, set my end there. Now I'm going to go to the play mode, hit record, first bar, second bar, bar. I'm going to go ahead and get my kick going so I can hear the beat. got a little sample playing on the Blackbox now. I don't remember what the other. One thing I like to do on this, we'll see if it works. It sometimes doesn't. I'm going to turn on the arpeggiator mode for that hit voice. What it does is it plays the sequence anyways and then kind of arpeggiates on top of that. What's really cool about the Squid sample is I can pull up another kit really easy. This is kind of mellow, but if I wanted to change it up a little bit, we'll load like a 909 kit. Shorten the kick drum, so channel 1. Or you can change the 4-bit kick drum. The Squid sample is pretty awesome, and it can do its own sampling and looping and delays as well. But I wanted to use this as kind of like a simple way to play. just some samples I have on here. I've got a bunch of samples built like in the SD card on here, so I can load up a bunch of different sounds if I wanted to. I don't like doing it on the fly as much. Add a little bit of filter that, and we'll go over to my bass line. Got the point here. It's a nice jamming improvisational like setup. I'm still kind of learning the OXI One, but I think it works pretty well. And I can even like I can easily change the type of my sequencer here, change it to mono, change it to C4, same I was doing before, and then change my scale over to like a Dorian or something. That way when I go to keyboard mode, it's there, and then I can, I have to reassign my CVs really quick. And then give myself 4 bars. Well, I think that finally does it. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, and I appear to have lost my overhead camera at some point. I will edit it in as much as I can. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned to the channel. I have a few more of these little systems that I've put together over the pandemic, and I want to show them off as well and kind of show what I've got going on those. I guess I'll see you next video, and I hope you have a good one.